So what do you think about what she had to say?
So first off, this is absolutely about partisan politics from Nancy Pelosi and Democrats. Most Americans agree, Heather, that we should secure the border. They agree that we should have some kind of wall or barrier to stop people from coming into our country. So I think she's mistaken there. They're the resist movement. They're open border Democrats in opposition to most of where Americans are today. But not only that, you can't forget that it's the Congress that gave the president the authority for using the national emergency declarations to actually protect the American people. So the Congress gave this authority to the president. I agree in checks and balances. I agree that the Congress is a co-equal branch, but the Congress gave the president this authority to actually protect the American people. Where I live, I'm in Wausau, Wisconsin. In my part of Wisconsin, we have meth and heroin that are rampant throughout our community, destroying families, crushing our budgets. We need to secure the border to make sure we keep our people safe.
So Congress gave him this ability. Are you saying that he was right in making this move to give him some additional money in order to complete the wall?
Yeah. So listen. I think he's doing the right thing to secure the border. I think it's a national emergency when you have hundreds of thousands of people storming our border. We don't know who they are, whether they're gang members, criminals, sex traffickers, drug dealers. So yeah, I'm standing with the president in this action. We do all, as conservatives, have concerns with, how does President Elizabeth Warren deal with this? Does she say there's a national emergency with climate change or with guns? And so I think what's going to happen, this is not going to pass the House, Heather. It will pass the House. Yeah. I'm not sure if it'll pass the Senate, but the president will veto it. So really, this is just a political play by Democrats. This national emergency issue will be determined in the courts, and I'm sure they'll put some guardrails around how a president can use this authority. It's yet to be determined, how they're going to decide.
You mentioned Warren and her response to something like this. Another 2020 Democratic candidate, Amy Klobuchar. Let's listen to what she had to say on this in Iowa yesterday.
You see every single day that President Trump is trying to undermine our Constitution. I thought an emergency was floods in Iowa, okay? I thought that an emergency was wildfires in Colorado or a hurricane in Florida. But he has put that on its head. I don't think it's going to be found constitutional, but that's the kind of games that he is playing with our Constitution.
What do you think?
You know what, when people are dying in my community from meth and heroin, that 95% of it comes across the southern border, I call that an emergency. When we have little girls that are sexually assaulted and raped on the journey from Central America to our border because it's open, I call that an emergency. Shame on Democrats. Let's secure the border. The Congress should do its job so the president doesn't have to act on his own and secure the border by himself. And if Democrats would get off the open border initiative and just do what's right. I mean, listen, Heather, they were in favor of border security just, 8-10 years ago. But they're only now in opposition because it's President Trump as the president, and he ran on securing the border. And because of the resist movement, they refuse to do what's right by way of the American people, which is send the money to the border. Give the Border Patrol agents what they're asking for, which is more tools, more agents, and barriers. They're not partisan. They're not political. Most of them are minorities, and they say we need these tools to protect the American people. Yeah. So Democrats, stop playing politics.
And I've talked with plenty.
And let's do what's right by way of the American people.
I've talked with plenty of the ranchers and farmers down there on the border along these states, and they say it is desperately needed. Sean Duffy, thank you so much for joining us. Congressman Duffy, thank you.